The New York Central DeWitt Clinton was built by the New York Central and Hudson River Railroad in New York City, New York in 1893, and the locomotive has an 040 wheel arrangement, and this is the replica of the DeWitt Clinton. The original locomotive was built in 1831 and was designed by John B. Jervis and built by David Matthew at the West Point Foundry for the Mohawk and Hudson in 1831 and operated on the Mohawk and Hudson Railroad, a New York Central predecessor. It was the Mohawk and Hudson's first locomotive, the first to operate in the state of New York, and only the fourth steam locomotive built in the U.S., shipped to Albany by riverboat. It made its debut at a celebration to mark the opening of steam operations on the line. Until then, trains had been pulled on the 16-mile line from Albany to Schenectady, New York by horses. The replica DeWitt Clinton traveled to fairs, expositions, and promotional events across the New York Central system into the 1950s. This replica of the DeWitt Clinton was built for the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago, Illinois. Named after the U.S. Senator and the 6th Governor of New York, who was largely responsible for construction of the Erie Canal, the original locomotive apparently weighed some 6,750 pounds, had 54-inch drivers and 5.5-inch by 16-inch cylinders. It appeared at the 1927 Fair of the Iron Horse in Maryland and was used for promotional purposes by the New York Central Railroad until loaned to the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan in 1935. It appeared at the 1933 to 1934 Chicago World's Fair, 1939-1940 New York World's Fair, and the Chicago Railroad Fair in 1948-1949. Today, the DeWitt Clinton can be seen right here on display at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan, and seen here on display today. It is displayed much as it would have appeared at its inauguration in 1831, pulling a car carrying water barrels and 3 passenger carriages made of stagecoach bodies attached to the railroad trucks. These were standard passenger conveyances of the day, although soon superseded by purpose-built passenger carriages. Today, it is on display at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan, in the train display section of the museum as well.